Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Sleepy Jermaine. This is my money-making strategy. I'm telling you about it because more unbotted. What? I'm not. I don't know. Just need nine, buddy. 15C each. Buying these cray. What are they called? Buying primal syscolas for 15C each. They give you 5 Kirak master missions. At the very beginning of the league, I bought like 20 of these beasts, and I got 100 Kirak master missions, and I started printing tabulars. This was my day 2 strat. Started printing tabulars. Turns out there were people smarter than me out there who were using it to print fortunates, and they were printing multiple divines, and it got patched out, and I got left with 100 master missions that I had nothing to do with, nothing I could do with, because they patched out the one thing they're good for, or so I thought. And then Big Brain Jim figured out an even bigger brain plan to make money, and the only reason I'm telling you about it is because it really, really sucks, and it's really, really shit, and the margins are really, really slim. But because I'm a degenerate, tiny, slim margins, but something that is super easy and you don't have to go into maps to do, and I can just sit in my hideout and turn my brain off. I've done it for like 3 days straight, and I want to die. So I'm going to show you how it works in the hopes that it stops working so that I never do it again. I think it averages out to like, for every click that I do, I make a chaos. So it's like the opposite of stacked decks. For every click you do with stacked decks, you're deleting what you spent on the stacked decks, which is like a chaos, and then you don't get anything for it. I've tried a lot of shit to make money, and none of it's worked. This is the only thing that's worked, excluding just mapping, but for some reason I haven't been mapping because I'm a moron. Okay, I've got these that I prepared earlier. These are like 10 to 15C each. These are like 60 for a divine 0.3. So you buy like 20 of these. Wait, let's get a calculator out. Calculator. You buy like 20 of these for 15. They give you 20 times 5 is 100 master missions. You buy 60 of these for your 20 of these. That'll cost you 1.3 divines if you're patient. 1.3 times 170 plus 300. This is your cost so far, 521. Let's just do them all right now, and we can regret our choices later. This might actually take a little while. Not really. Takes longer to bloody click on them than it does to do anything. Okay. They're my yellow beasts that I bought from the place that shall not be named. Here is the missions. We're going to do 9 of them real quick. I've only died in like maybe 3 out of the 4 to 300 beast crafty dudes that I've done. I got like 40% XP from killing beasts without ever entering a map. That's kind of crazy. Anyway, I tried to count my exact numbers by going into my client.txt and counting how many times prove to the first ones shows up in the text. But every time that I've put it into a thing that counts phrases in text, my client text file is 600 megabytes, and it just shits the bed every time. So I'm guesstimating, but I know for a fact that I've had at least 3,000 master missions. So yeah, do your own math on that. But we're not even, you probably skipped past this part because you're like, Jim, how can I waste 3 days of my life doing doing really tedious tasks that don't pay anything? How could I too participate in literally the worst thing you could do to make money? And you've skipped past this, and you've skipped the end. You're like, oh my god, that's a really good way to make money. Now that I've skipped through the end and I ignored the fact that I have to spend 4 hours a day killing beasts. Okay, we've killed all the beasts. How much money we got? We got 450C. That probably is not enough. You need cause I killed 9 beasts. If you were to do this, you would have to kill like. What, is this math based on 9 or is this based on 20? This is probably based on 20. I've probably got enough money. 9 is like half. Yeah, I've got plenty of money. Okay, just show off the rest of the strat, Jim. We'll do the maths later. Okay. We've got. Yeah. If you did 20, you'd have 100, but I guess I had some mixed matched ones. Now, what you want to do is you want to make sure you got chaos, like this, and you go to him, and you go, there's nothing there, and then you go to here, and you go, well, I'd like to do this mission, because I'm really big brain. And then you go, oh, I'm sorry, I'll just buy these chisels actually, and then I'm gonna do this mission now. And then you control click Kirak when the map opens, you buy the chisels, and then you go, oh, actually, I'd like to do this mission now. And then you control click Kirak when you know the portal's going to open, even though the portal hadn't opened yet, because you've got a sixth sense, because you've been doing it for 3 days, and you know exactly when the map actually has generated, but the portals just haven't opened yet. And then you buy your chisels, and it doesn't really matter. As long as you've ran a T16, I think he has the chance in his store to like give you like synthesized maps and guardian maps. You want to buy pretty much any synthesized or like elder guardian map that shows up. The shaper guardian maps aren't worth buying because the cost that he sells them for is basically the cost you can buy them for. But anyway, I've just been sitting here doing this for 3 days straight. If you get some red missions, it takes longer, but if you get some red missions, every time that you put in like to look at your whites, you can check your reds, and maybe there's a free guardian map in there, and that's how I got all of these ones. I didn't, doesn't look like many because not many show up, and sometimes I just skip them. Mostly if I see a hunter, I've been trying to run just the hunters to try and get hunter exalts. But yeah, you go here, you do that, you do this, you click this. You do here, you go there, you here, you click this. I'm so glad I picked a small number like 9 that only gave me 45 bloody maps to go through versus the 3,000 that I've done in the last few days. And then look, you occasionally get some things. This isn't worth anything, I don't think. But, you know, I've seen scarabs that are worth a divine sold for 4C, so they're worth checking. I basically know what they're all worth now because I've done it so much. I've also encountered like some bugs. Not like a lot, but like it's only a bug that you would encounter if you were doing this, but sometimes if you've already bought out the chisels and then a new store regenerates because you've opened a map, you can back out and then go purchase and then you can buy chisels again. But I did do something once where I think there was a good scarab in the old store and I bought it right when the map was generating, and because I bought a scarab from the old store and the chisels were already purchased, when I closed it and opened up the new store, the game treated it like I'd already bought the chisels and it didn't give me new chisels. But that only happened once, and you know, since then I just was more careful. I didn't buy things when new zones were generating. Bought those Harbinger Scarabs, even though they're basically on cost, because I want to do some I actually want to play the game, you know? I want to participate in the content of the league, and I want to play the game, and I want to stop buying chisels from Kirak. But maybe I'm just, you know, I want this to not be profitable. Anyway, look, there's a thing. I'm going to buy that. Cheap synthesis. Cheap synthesis map. This, mathematically speaking, I've ran all the numbers. It's only like 25% profit on your investment, which isn't really good. It was a lot better for a little while, but there's one other person, I think, that is doing this. Because when you go to sell in the market, some guys listed like 3,000. Maybe it's actually just multiple human beings have listed all at the one price, and it's not one person listing for 3,000. But if you've been looking at the divines to chisel market, there's like 6,000 actively listed chisels, right? And then there's my 20,000 actively listed. I am 75% of the chisel market. So if there was one other person who started doing degen numbers like me, we could effectively cripple the chisel market. Well, that's fine. The only downside would be we would stop making profit. So I don't know. Maybe don't do this, but maybe also don't buy chisels. Maybe go buy primal cyst beasts or whatever when you want chisels, and then just do this to get your chisel supply and then never do it again. The main limiting factor is those primal ciscola beasties. You know, if they go up to like 20 chaos each, it's probably not worth it. And there are some listed for 20 chaos each. Don't buy those ones. Don't buy the 15 chaos each ones. Buy the 10 chaos each ones. Yep. Don't buy 60 yellow beasts off TFT for 2 divine. Wait until they are 1.3 or even 1, or farm the beasts yourself. Make even more money. Or, actually, what you should do is not this. Don't fucking do this. This is bad. I am making this video so that I will stop doing this. Because hopefully someone will start doing this, but you shouldn't. Anyway, we're nearly done. I'm going kind of slower than I would be. In fact, I could probably throw in a clip of the speeds at which I was doing this previously. I don't know, man. Turning your brain off and clicking that quickly and checking the store and making a new map and going that fast is kind of just ridiculous. What you could do is you could get a party of 3 people and you could open, like, you could do a call out when you see a red map that has a guardian in it, and you could open the guardian for them and they can go in, and then while they're clearing it, you just put in a new map and you go, and that would be even more efficient. I did that for a little while. If you are going to do that, be careful with Cyrus Guardians, because I don't know if it's a bug or whatnot, but they just don't drop their little shards they're supposed to drop for some reason if you, as the map owner, aren't in there. I don't know. Every other Guardian works. Cyrus Guardians just don't drop their shit for some reason. So there's a bug for you. There's a bug for you, GGG. Anyway, I'm nearly done. I don't know if I actually edited in the cool Jim being a DJ clips that I was talking about, but I definitely did. Looking at me, Jim. Okay, nearly done. And then you go here, and this is my last one. Buy this. Okay, and here's some chisels that I prepared earlier. Yep, and then I'm going to put all this in. I haven't sold any of the maps that I, like, bought from. These are all purchased from Kirak. Anything that's unID'd was purchased from Kirak, basically. Purchased from Kirak, purchased from Kirak, purchased from Kirak, purchased from Kirak, purchased from Kirak. Wherever my synthesized, not those ones. These ones, purchased from Kirak. These are like 50 CH, aren't they? These were purchased from Kirak. These were purchased from Kirak. These were purchased from Kirak. Kirak. Okay, and then you want to go to Faustus, and you want to say, I've got chisels. And I want divines, and then this is what people are buying them for. This is what people are selling them for, 185. So yeah, they were listed at like 150 when I started this, and then they creep up and up and up. And as you can see, some guy is selling like, I don't know, maybe it's every human is actually just listing them. But in my mind, it's me versus them, and my 45,000 chisels versus their 10,000 chisels, and stop making my price higher. But then I come in and see that this guy's got 150, he's got 555, so 180, I'll undercut the second guy, so I'll do 181, so 1810 for 10 divines. There we go, and I'll sell that. And then here's all the other ones I've done. So I listed at 177, 177.5, 179, 178, 178.5, 179. And I did this to like take the entire market of chisels that existed and push every single possible chisel sale underneath the little peace sign ratio. So it was like all those people that were actually selling stuff became the tiny number at the bottom, and every single price point was me. And that's how I made all this money. Although, to be fair, only like, let's do the math on what it is. I was buying them for 10C per. So let's say I bought 20, right, for 10C per, which would give me 100 missions. And then I bought the beasts at 1.3. So I bought 60 beasts for 1.3 times 170 plus my cost. So this was my cost. And then I ran 100 of them, which gave, actually my cost, you got to add in the cost of purchasing them, which is 8 each. So 100 of them times 8, and then add that to my cost. So this is my costs, and then this is what I made. I got 100 times 20 divided, that's how much I made in chaos. So we take away the cost, and then this is how much I made for doing basically double what I've done in this video, but I did it a lot quicker. So let's say that was like 10 minutes. So in 10 minutes, I made this divided by 170, this times 6. I made 27 div an hour. You probably make lower because you're like a human, and I did this for like 10 hours straight, 3 days in a row. So 10 hours straight, 3 days in a row. I would say I actually made more like 15 div an hour times 10 times 3. And you're going to go, Jim, why don't you have all that money? And I'm going to go, I spent it on stupid things, which you will see later. And it's not things that'll make the game easier for me, but it will in 3 weeks' time. It's complicated. But I'm gonna probably delete all of this divines in something stupid. But before I do that, I will buy at least 100 maps worth of Harbinger Scarabs so I can have some sort of semblance of actually playing the game. But yeah, your profit will vary depending on how patient you are. There was one point where I had 25,000 chisels and I wanted to buy something and I had destroyed the chisel market, and so it would make no sense to sell it at that time, so I just had to go without. Very frustrating. But yeah, that's my chisel strat. Don't do it. See ya!